Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show, another edition of my record collection of about 5,800 albums. We're up to the letter I. Now, the funny thing is, one of our viewers who's been watching all the videos, he, from the very beginning, he's like, I can't wait for you to get to I. I actually can't wait to hear your response because this is going to be really unimpressive. All I have in the letter I is 8 artists and 33 albums. That's it. Put that in perspective, the letter J is going to be huge. Jethro Tull alone has almost 3 times as many albums as all of I. So, something to look forward to in the letter J. Anyway, let's get cracking with the letter I. Only 8 artists. We are going to start with Billy Idol, of which I am down to only 1 album, the very best of Billy Idol. And it's a really good collection, as you can see. Now, when Rebel Yell came out, I was in college. It was huge, and I actually had the vinyl. But over time, I just don't listen to Billy Idol much. It's not that I don't like him. I think he's really good. But for my needs, this is really all I need. So we're going to stick Billy Idol over there. The next one is going to surprise a lot of people. Quantity-wise, it's the biggest artist in the letter I, and that is the Indigo Girls. And you're like, what? Yeah, I have 18 Indigo Girls albums. How did I get into them? My friend Sandy wanted to see them at the Beacon Theater. They were playing just the 2 girls. They didn't have a band with them, and I didn't really want to go. And I didn't know them. So Sandy lent me their debut album. Well, it's really their second album, but the first one that we got. And it blew me away how incredible that album was. It still is an amazing record. And I saw that concert, and it was actually incredible. Just the 2 women on acoustic guitars. Michael Stipe from REM came out and did Kid Fears. And it was a great, great concert, and I became a fan. Unfortunately, what happens is I loved them at first, couldn't wait for their albums, and when they released newer albums, I would get them, but none of them were really grabbing me, and I actually haven't gotten their last couple of albums. So there's my story of the Indigo Girls. Strange Fire was the first one, but that's not the first one I got. The first one I got is this one, what I call the debut of the Indigo Girls. This album is amazing. There are new versions with bonus tracks, but this is an incredible album. It was a huge hit. If you never heard Kid Fears, which is a deeper track, you probably know Closer to Fine was kind of a hit. But Kid Fears is incredible. Michael Stipe helps out on that, and I'll never forget that in concert. That's a great, great album. After that, they did Nomads, Indians, Saints, and they started rocking out more, and they expanded their sound, and it worked really well. These albums were real strong. Here's Back on the Bus, All, live one. And then Rites of Passage was a more rockier album, and this was that version. I think this is more of a deluxe yet, a remasters with bonus tracks. So they've done a lot of these. This was a really fine record. I totally like this one as well. This is Touch Me Full, which was CD single. Swampophilia was the album. So I gave them a lot of credit. They were expanding their sound, and they were always really good records. Here's 4.5, which is a compilation at that time. So if you ever find these, a good compilation from the Indigo Girls is worth having. Here's a live one called 1200 Curfews, and was a double CD. And yeah, you see, they were starting to play electric guitars at this point with a full band and kicking some serious ass. And I really enjoyed them for a long time. Shaming of the Sun is another one. All of these albums were good. They weren't blowing me away. Here's one called the EP, featuring Tom Morello helping out. Come On Now, Social was okay. These albums, I liked them, but I wasn't loving them. But I still was getting them. Cold Beer and Remote Control is another CD single. Here's a retrospective album. If you ever find these are worthwhile. These are like best ofs, and you get a really good. There's Kid Fears, which is essential. So no problem getting some of these Indigo Girl. You know, you find a collection from them, definitely worthwhile. But here's where Become You is a latter day one. And I'm repeating myself. They were good, but they didn't blow me away. Here's All That We Let In with a nice booklet. And they're still going strong. I really haven't picked up their latest ones. Despite Our Differences is this one. And this was a 2-disc version of that. And then Beauty Queen Sisters, the last one I actually have picked up from them. They've done a couple since. The Indigo Girls, a whopping 18 albums. Had a really good run with them. And maybe I'll pick up some of the newer ones. Here's a really good one. The International Submarine Band. That's a great release. Love this. You know who that is, don't you guys? Graham Parsons. And this is really good. I don't know if you could readily find this out there, but if you do, definitely a good listen. If you like Graham Parsons, that's for sure. Kind of like Billy Idol. Next up is INXS. When I was in college, they were huge. What was that album? Kick. And there was another one, Michael Hutchins. Very sad story. Amazing frontman and a really good band. I actually saw them live as well, and they were great. But what happened for me, like Billy Idol, I kind of discovered that all I really need is this best of, and this is a fully loaded one with a ton of songs. So all I need from INXS, I just don't really listen to them. And when I do, this album will suffice. So that is INXS, the one album I'm down to. Next up is Donnie Iris. You might know Donnie Iris. He was in the Jaggers, right? They had a big hit. I think he might have also been in Wild Cherry at one point. A latter-day version of Wild Cherry, not the one with Play That Funky Music, White Boy. But he's known. This is a great album cover. That's all Donnie Iris series. Obviously doesn't take himself too seriously. That's Back on the Streets on vinyl. You may remember the hit single called Aliyah right there. A great, great track. If you don't know that, definitely worthwhile checking out. And if you want to get into Donnie Iris, this is probably the one I would tell you to get, which is the Millennium Collection, those cheap best ofs. And what has it only got? Like, I don't know, 13 songs, and it's fine. But it's got Aliyah on there. That is a great, great track. Love Is Like a Rock was the other big hit. Donnie Iris. You can't do I without having Iron Butterfly. And this is a beautiful version. It moves. Don't you like that? So there's a lot of versions of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida out there. This is the only Iron Butterfly album that I have, and it's the only one I need. I did pick up the album they did after that. Was it Ball? I think it was called Ball. But I didn't keep it. I just think they're okay. And boy, you got to really be in the mood to hear 3 versions of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida on one CD. But it's a classic album, and this is a great package of it in the slipcase where it moves. This is a good one. Definitely recommended. Why not? Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. We'll stick you over there. And we got my favorite artist from the letter I, Jason Isbell. He has had massive success for me. The biggest accolade I have is the end of the year. I always do my top 3 albums of the year, the 3 most played albums. And Isbell's done a bunch that's been in the top 3. So what do I have? Jason Isbell in the 400 unit. Right there, this album. And then we got Southeastern. And this was a great album. He's just so damn good. Something More Than Free. Amazing record. Really successful for me. Nashville Sound. Another huge record for me. These were all what I call massive hits for me. Top 3 albums. Played them to death. This was live from the Ryman. The 400 unit is a great band, and they just kick butt live. And this is a great live at the Ryman live album. Here's Reunions, another huge hit for me. And Weather Vanes, the last studio record that I've gotten from Jason Isbell. Did not get the new one, the acoustic one, yet. And then the really big shocker was Live from the Ryman Volume 2, a completely different tour, different show, and this is killer. I've done actually videos on his albums, like full reviews of his albums, because I just am such a fan. I just think he's just a gargantuan talent, and he's such a big talent, and I love him so much that I've kind of forgotten the Drive-By Truckers, which was the original band he was in. And Jason Isbell was always, like, for me, like my favorite part of of the drive-by truckers. So when he kind of left them, I kind of lost interest, but it's not really fair. I should go back to drive-by truckers. That's Jason Isbell. I got one more eye to show you, and that's this album, It's a Beautiful Day. Always loved this cover, one of the all-time great album covers. And this is the one with White Bird. And I really, really like this album. I will pick up their next album as well, which I don't have yet. But this is a terrific, terrific album. There you have it. What are we talking? 10 minutes, 27 seconds, and I went slow. The letter I. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's a bunch of you saying, this list is terrible, Alan. Where's Iron Maiden? What's the matter with you? Well, I can tell you that I've tried. I do these rant videos for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I always mention Iron Maiden, that they should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't like them. I just don't like that kind of music, but I can appreciate their artistry, their talent, their longevity, how huge they are and influential. Amazing band in what they do. I just don't particularly care for their music. Please don't hold it against me. We all can't like everything. Well, maybe you can. I don't. But I can appreciate Iron Maiden. I don't have any of their albums. I know a lot of their songs. I've tried. Just not for me. What's another Iron? Was Iron City House Rockers, Joe Grishecki. I tried them. I remember Rolling Stone, they did an album called Gotta Get Out of Here Alive or something like that, and they gave it like 5 stars. And I went out and I bought that vinyl record at that time, and I was like, this is not that great. And I tried, and I even got another one from them called Blood on the Bricks, if I remember right, and I wound up trading those in. So Iron City House Rockers, you might think of them, also didn't do much for me. So there you have it, my very unimpressive letter I, but it is what it is. Let me know what I'm missing. The viewer that's couldn't wait for letter I, I'm really looking forward to your take on it. You're probably going to rip me one for not having Iron Maiden, but we'll see what happens. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you for watching, and thank you for commenting, and if you're new to my channel, hit subscribe. Check out the playlist, there's a ton. I hope you're enjoying my record collection of 5,800 albums. Next up will be the letter J, and that's going to be a doozy. Over 25 artists and about 300 albums. Now, 90 of them or so are Jethro Tull alone. And plus, you got Billy Joel, Elton John, Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship. It's off the top of my head. We'll see. Alrighty, I'll see you next time on the Alan Rosenberg Show.